Help me. Help. I see you. Help. I see you in help.
All right, we're back this week. Kind of a fun one this week, I think. We haven't done much fun ones in a while.
What do you consider fun?
Is drinking piss fun? What's fun for you? Is it fun for you or fun for us? I don't think too many of them have been like fun for us.
Yeah, this isn't anything like drinking piss or firewalking.
So it's not fun.
You thought those were fun?
Explored parts of myself.
Yeah. So I thought this week we'd explore. There's actually a whole self-help culture around pheromones.
I've heard of this. I've heard of dudes who don't shower for a week because they think that their pheromones attract women, which just sounds super desperate.
I thought I saw some shit like that
is.
about. I thought I saw some shit like that about motherfuckers who like don't jerk off because they think it like builds their testosterone.
There's a lot of weird mythology around not jerking off.
Pheromones don't work like that, do they? Well, do they? I don't know. People do. People are attracted to like.
I love how your opinion changed in 45 seconds. You just went like, it doesn't work like that. Actually, I don't know. Actually, you know what? This is all I believe in. Like within 30 seconds. That's literally your opinion.
People are attracted to like natural smells of people, not like disgusting smells, but
that's true. I switched from Old Spice to natural deodorant and
Old Spice. That's awful.
All right. Well, what do you use?
I use the gel deodorant.
What's the gel?
I don't even know the brand. It's just
so you hate Old Spice? You're using this fucking Dollar Tree deodorant you can't even name? You don't get to be pretentious and then not know the name of what you're talking about. You don't even know what the fuck
I use whichever one has a gel.
You use whatever one has the cap off of it in a grocery store real quick before the fuck somebody sees you doing it. Use whatever's left in the lost and found bin.
I think now that you're living with your girlfriend, you use Secret.
I don't live with her.
I thought you guys lived together.
No. Don't. She listens to this shit. Don't give her ideas, bro. don't say shit like that.
Kwame like turns his mic off and starts talking very seriously. You're gonna have to edit that out. You're gonna have to edit any commitment out of the pod.
What do you guys call your what are you doing right now?
I live in my apartment.
No, he has an apartment.
I'm back in Chicago, bro.
Kwame, that'd be kind of hilarious though.
Is this how little you pay attention to our life? I've been back in Chicago for like 3 months.
You know, it'd be really funny though if Kwame literally lived at her apartment, but like claimed that he wasn't living. Like it was like he was like no, we're just living, but we're not like living together. Like I think that'd be.
So yeah, there's people that believe that there are smells that you can wear that will change how people react around you. Like without even changing yourself, you can put on a scent and attract people.
Well, that's kind of true. I mean, your smell definitely changes how people react to you for sure. Like if you smell like shit, people are gonna react. If you smell like really great, people will react to. So it's true in a sense. I mean, we wouldn't put cologne on if there was like no effect.
Well, the pheromones. Okay, so there's this one pheromone that people swear by. It's called "escape the friend zone."
That's not
okay. So this
is that the scientific? Is that the scientific?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. People have believed for a little bit that there's smells that'll cause like certain reactions in people, and I think people believe this because it happens to like other animals.
Oh, I mean, there's some logic in that for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
what if this episode I just buy it hook, line, and sinker? I'm like, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. I don't even make fun of it the whole time. I'm like, yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, but the pheromones in other animals like are very specific things. They're like chemicals that animals release, and once another animal smells this chemical, it's like a very specific response that happens every time. So like,
do they just sell it? Like, where are you supposed to buy these pheromones?
I think CVS has them. I don't.
No way CVS is just selling pheromones. I've been in CVS.
I bet
decent
CVS
amount of time.
would sell that shit.
CVS sells pheromones?
I could go to CVS right now and get Valentine's Day candy for like 50 cents. CVS sells fucking everything.
That's just a good point. But I mean, Valentine's candy, pheromones that make people irresistible to your will, I feel like probably. I don't know if one says that the other's there.
Like one example of a pheromone is that pigs have a pheromone that when they start foaming at the mouth, it releases a scent which once the female pig smells it, they automatically assume the mating position. Like that.
The foaming at the mouth. That sweet pig foam. What a fucking disgusting creature. After rolling around the mud all day, I see his mouth foaming, and I just can't get me enough of that.
It really is like
Big
wild
slice
that
of
we
pig.
eat them.
Well, yeah, you see those videos. Pigs are supposed to be smarter than dogs, and there's like videos of them like painting and like playing video games, and you're like, wait, what are we doing? And it's like everyone thinks they're the most dumb, useless things, and then you watch a pig, and
They're
like,
still
they're like, no,
disgusting.
the pigs have they like remember things, they have emotions, and it's like, oh, and we're like throwing them, and we're just bacon, you know? That's all we know, man.
That's why it tastes good, man. It's meat that's done some shit. Chicken just walks around and clucks all
Tastes-
fucking pig.
it's-
Pig, you're like, this tastes like it was like solving puzzles.
Yeah, it's the personality that adds that extra spice.
So, you know, a group of men saw this happening in pigs, and they're like, you know, why can't this happen with
There's hope for our people.
Yeah.
We've seen animals with a similar body to us have success. Just imagine the breakthrough scientist runs up from our lab. Jacob, wake up. Wake up. There might be hope after all.
Yeah, so they see this, you know, see a chemical that bypasses the need for any like personality or anything that would just make women attracted to you. And I think that's been a holy grail for
I think that really is the forefront of so much toxic male psyche is you're like, well, how can I get laid without doing anything? Like that's sort of, they're like, don't want to improve myself, don't want to get in shape, don't want to, and they're like, just to smell? Genius.
It's crazy how much of like an industry it is. Like the self-help books and selling pheromones and tips and all kind of shit. And then there's like divergent opinion. With women, they just
Yeah, it's such a like if women don't get laid as much, they just pick up a hobby. If men don't get laid as much, they pick up like a horrible ideology. Like they just become like neo-Nazis. If you just don't.
that's why I never agreed with the, you know, some people call it hacky, but people are like men and women want to have sex the same amount. No, they don't. no, they don't. No, they don't. Because men, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, women want to have sex.
How many?
But-
Yeah, women
But
have.
how many
have
women
showed
men,
up to a college campus with an AR-15?
you
Because
get what I'm saying?
It's not
It's like
answer.
shoot up.
You know.
Yeah. So I don't know. So people have been selling these pheromones for a while now. I think they got big kind of recently within the past 10 years or so. But what they actually are is just the same pheromones that pigs use. They just bottle them up.
They're selling you like
God.
pig, like pig sweat, sex pheromones, basically.
Yeah.
Here we go. Got a bottle full of pig stink. Line up, ladies. Form an orderly line. God.
And what do? You spray it like on your body? Does it have a smell? Like if I like held it up to my nose, would I be able to smell it, or is it like a?
I imagine it smells like pigs, which are not known
Is it
for,
like an
for their
unscented-
great scent.
I think some of them have a smell, but most of them are unscented.
Unscented
That's
pig
almost
stench.
almost worse than just like drugging somebody's drink. Just like to spray like an unscented pig sex, unscented,
It's
untested
definitely-
pig sex
You're
pheromone
in
on
that
yourself.
territory.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's also just
I thought about that like in movies and TV shows and stuff, especially when you're kids who have stuff where like I got a love potion, and now look at that, I'm like, this Timmy Turner was like raping girl. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
can't,
mean,
you
that's-
can't like spray somebody in the face.
Yeah, that's
You're
not.
like,
That's no good. Yeah, so it's really it's like a
no.
Bill
I watched.
Cosby aroma.
Yeah, I watched Harry Potter recently, and that I guess community might be one of the worst to live in because they have love potions. They just sell them regularly. They also have spells.
Right.
They also have spells where you can just make people forget what had happened in like the last 30 minutes.
Oh, so it's really just like a, it's like a sexual. Harry Potter is like a sexual predator's like best
I like-
dream. It's like you
I
got
like the-
potions that make people fall in love with you and then make them forget.
her shit is really people are like digging back through the books and shit, and she's not holding up. They're like looking very like in book 8, she like there's like a 30 page long rant against trans people.
That'd be hilarious. You look through all the Harry Potter books and you realize the whole thing is like violently transphobic. You're like, yeah, they have a spell that makes people go back to their biological bodies. You're like, what's happening here?
Yeah, because I was reading that, I was like, this might be the worst worst world to live in, where you're constantly paranoid.
You just wake up in an alleyway. You're like, I just forgot everything. I don't know.
That's what happened,
I don't
man. You
remember
have a-
putting my pants on backwards.
Magic society where there's no God. There's fucking year 5.
This
Everybody's like, we
sounds
can do
like an
magic. We can do it. Like we can do
Didn't
spells. We
realize
can do
you were
whatever we want.
introing Kansas Owens' podcast. Fucking Kwame. We live in a magic society with no God.
It's being ironic. God damn it.
Yeah, but it is kind of dumb to assume that the same pheromones that work on pigs, you could just bottle them up, and
Oh, it's
'cause,
kinda dumb?
hey, they're
Is that kind of dumb?
I mean, it's pretty
That'd be
strong
better.
assumption.
I love the idea of like a misfire and like some motherfucker sprays his pig cologne out and then goes out and then his neighbor like is walking his pet pig at the same time. And no, stop.
He like lives near a hog farm and they all just swarm him and he's like, no, God.
Please, they won't stop.
yeah, there's some places like
They won't
Texas,
stop coming. Please help
Yeah, I
me.
mean, like, you know those wild boars?
like
they
in
literally
Texas. Yeah,
They hunt them from helicopter, like they're all running after the person, like killing. Those videos are like the most American thing I've ever seen.
Wait, what are you talking about?
In Texas, they have a wild boar problem, which they allow.
we got them in
peop-
Florida too. They kill people.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Boars,
they're insane.
boars are
Woods,
dangerous.
They will like they'll fuck you up.
like, yeah, they're out of their mind. So people
They're out of
go
their
up in
minds.
helicopter. They do it as like fun tourism. Go up in helicopters and like shoot them with like a Gatling gun. So it's just the most insane thing I've ever seen. It's just like someone going, hell yeah. It like looks like Call of Duty or some shit.
It's crazy when there's too much of an animal. Like there's certain animals where we're like, oh, there's hunting season and license to hunt. Well, if there's just too much of an animal, we're like, fuck, you can just blow it up. Here's a fucking
Well, it's
rocket
different with
launcher.
deer because it's all graceful, but I guess if a wild pig runs in your yard and eats your dog or something, you're like, these got to go.
Gore your children.
You're like, all right, had about enough of this.
So, just looking into like all the research behind pheromones, there's actually, like all this stuff, there's no existence of pheromones in humans that scientists can find. The closest thing that they found to a pheromone is there potentially may be a pheromone that that mothers give off that once the baby smells it, they'll suckle at the breast. So that may be the only.
That's not even confirmed. That's like a theory or something.
Yeah. So that's like the.
Maybe
Okay.
like 1,000 years ago. But our bodies are so like different. I eat like McDonald's. Man. I can even tell you like what's in a McDonald's French fry.
Right.
Like, so
I mean,
the
we're
idea
so
that, like,
we're so
that, like, a
disconnected
natural
from
pheromone,
nature.
like,
It's
works on you.
insane. Yeah.
I eat like tomato sauce that my spaghetti that tastes like sugar. It's so far from like. I hate like any kind of the keto diet and all these fucking like natural 2020 Joe Rogan like oh you got to get your body on like natural. Your body will never be anything close to what its natural state was supposed to be. That you breathe in smog.
I
like,
mean,
in fucking
this
air.
sounds like a very aggressive way to defend just eating McDonald's all the time. I mean, like, it's possible to be healthy. It's not. You're not just far gone. You're like your body. Yeah, yes, you can, Kwame. You just eat a salad, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Ever since I moved to LA, I've been eating a lot better. I shop at a farmer's market now twice a week. I don't even go to a traditional grocery
Look at
store.
you. The fact that you called it a traditional grocery store.
Yeah, that's how we know you're far gone.
like a slur.
Yeah,
Traditional grocery store.
you mean just grocery stores where everyone goes?
A pleb grocery store.
Yeah. You've definitely transcended to a.
You go to farmers markets, can you?
I mean, not really.
I've been. It's fine. I mean, I guess you can get cheap shit. Like,
Well, here's
like
my thing
people-
about farmer
I don't
markets.
go
If
to,
you
like,
just want to go to a
sometimes-
third world
sometimes
country,
I wanna
just
pick-
go.
It's not cheap though. The farmer's market?
You could just buy
Right,
vegetables.
People will
outside.
say it's cheaper for certain shit, but it's like
Oh no,
maybe
it's
sometimes-
not. It's way.
Oh, for real, it's way expensive.
Yeah.
Also, it's like I don't always want to eat like yeah, I try to eat healthy, but sometimes like I want like some French onion dip and some fucking I don't want to make like a carrot snack dipped in peanut butter.
Yeah.
I want
There's
fucking-
there's one
I
thing
want,
I'll
like,
say that's
snacks.
Sometimes you want some garbage.
there is one thing I'll say that's bad about farmer's market is that sometimes you like open your farmer's market corn and there's just like a big worm eating everything.
Is this for like
That's
your
horrific.
like
That's
horribly unrelatable material you're gonna write about farmers? Don't you hate when you buy your farmer's market corn and there's a goddamn worm in there eating everything? What the fuck are you talking about?
If people complain about the like,
Well, there's not
GMOs,
pesticides
you mean the
and
shit that
stuff
makes
as
food
much.
edible?
Yeah.
The shit that makes
Yeah, well, pesticide stops the bugs from playing with it. So what do you want? You want no bugs, or do you want? What do you want?
I hate that too. The whole GMO shit. Like GMO just like if you take two bananas, you breed them to get a bigger banana. That's GMO. That's modified. I don't know. People are taking that some stupid shit of organic sucks. Organic means it sucks. That's what it means.
I think you should go to.
It means it's the bad version.
I think you should go to TED Talk with that. When you take two bananas and get them together, you get a better banana.
That's genetically modifying origin. That's literally what that means. But they're making it so your bananas are gonna glow and shit. Like, no, your bananas are trash. That's why we didn't eat them 200 years ago. We made better fucking bananas.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just
Why do you
It just
go to
sounded
farmers
funny to be like, you take a banana, put it with another banana. It's like you see the
It's a better
Nobel
banana.
Peace Prize being rushed to Kwame. You just see.
there's a lot more science that goes into it.
That's basically what it is, though.
Just take the big banana, throw it on the other
in
banana.
layman's terms.
It's all good.
In layman's terms.
I just
What are we talking about? Let's get back to the pheromones.
Yeah, I just want our listeners to know that it is a lot more complicated to make a better banana. You can't just
You're making better bananas.
yeah. People go to college to make better bananas, so don't think you can do it at home. But
This is a disappointed young listener. He's gonna prove you wrong. Goddamn it. He's not gonna stand here for this.
yeah. So people think the only thing scientists have really found that's a pheromone is like the nipple sucking pheromone, which isn't as exciting as the pheromone that makes women just automatically attracted to you.
Wouldn't that be hilarious though if someone sprayed that on him and then just random people started like random dudes started sucking his nipples?
Because that's
Like he couldn't control.
That's what, if pheromones were real, that's what they would do. Because I don't think like the animals,
Yeah, that's like damn near mind control.
yeah, they can't resist. Like that's how the queen controls her hive is through pheromones. Like it is.
Oh, so like if it worked with people, it'd be like an actual potion. Like you
Yeah,
would just
It'd be like a
It would like I feel like these men's people wish it worked like it did in animals, but if it actually worked,
I mean, they very much do.
it would.
I mean,
It would be terrible for.
I mean, it'd be like a biological weapon at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you could control people at that point, I mean, it's like you wouldn't want that on like CVS.
Yeah. So there's no pheromones, but scientists have found that like there are some smell-based things that can like. They can't like make responses in people, but they can influence moods and stuff. Like there was one study that I was looking at where the scientists had women watch sad movies and then collected their tears.
I just love that person whose job that is. Yes, it's very sad the dog died. All right, can you please?
And then they had men smell the tears to see if the men would elicit sympathy in the men, but all it did is reduce men's sexual arousal and testosterone levels when they smelled the tears.
They smell like I suddenly feel like going to bed. They feel like a bed. Now I just feel strangely bummed out that I have to listen.
That is funny. He's in a room by himself. You have him smell the tears, and he's like, "It's 2 a.m. Can we just go to sleep? Can we just go to bed? It's 2 in the morning."
So the main, I guess, site that sells pheromones or reviews pheromones for men is called the House of Pheromones, and it's run by Pharaoh Joe.
Loving the nickname.
And he says he's been experimenting with pheromones for many years. He says the first time he experimented was pheromones when he got friend zoned, and he was looking for anything that could help him get out of the friend zone.
Besides telling her how he honestly feels.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah. I was looking for literally anything. I don't know how people can write that and then not have people like just look at what you. It's like.
Well, I think like fully.
How is that
throwing
like a
yourself,
socially acceptable thing to say? You
fully
got a
throwing
friend
yourself into that community? It's like becoming like Amish or some shit. Like, you gotta. I think just give up all possessions, all like jobs, all any
seriously. Like,
attachments.
what if someone like at your work found like you have a website that your mission statement? You're like, after I was wronged by militia, I vowed myself.
I almost respect it. to be public in like a movement like that is basically like if I decided to like be a monk tomorrow and like move to Thailand, like I'm just gonna cut off all connections, like no human desires.
I'm like,
I'm
how
gonna
the fuck do you
dedicate
make
myself
money?
to it.
You gotta be like probably at Walmart or something. No one cares. I don't know. It's like, how,
I think he makes money off referral links to the pheromones he promotes.
Hey, but what do you mean? How does he makes money off of sales?
Yeah,
He makes money off of these booming goddamn sales.
that's why they call him Pharaoh Joe. It's not.
get the nickname for a reason.
That sounds like the name of somebody who like sells date rape.
Yeah.
Gotta hit up my buddy
Joe.
Furl Joe if we want to take care of that. Yeah.
And that's like the only joke. You're like, you got weed? And he's like, nah, I just sell this. his is it.
Not even.
Nah, just straight GHB, bro.
He says, whether it's for romantic pursuits, advancing your station in life, or becoming a social mastermind, pheromones can help you succeed. And he says his site exists because he says some pheromones are scams, which if this guy's saying your pheromone's a scam, I can't.
They're all fucked.
Well, I mean, how does he differentiate? Like they're literally all scams. So
Yeah.
how is he?
That one's bullshit. I feel like that's what bullshitters do to the max. They're like, well, that other one's bullshit. I should know. I sell bullshit. I see it all the time.
Yeah, so I'll show you a little what his site looks like and what he's selling. So this is the Escape the Friend Zone spray. Doesn't even try to hide it. It's not a very
No,
inconspicuous.
it doesn't have a different name. That's
No,
what it's called.
that's a very rapey looking spray. I
It doesn't
definitely
even have
would
the
not.
scientific name on it.
What if that was found in like your TSA bag? Just, I mean, you think you would have like a different,
Yeah.
you know?
It's literally
fucking-
a like a cologne bottle, I guess, spray that just says "Escape the Friend Zone" with I think a
No, that's great. Yeah, if they pull that out of out of my shit at like in the airport, I'll be like, it's LSD. Like, I would just lie about.
Yeah, you could arrest me now, officer. Yep, no, it's illegal drugs. In no way, shape, or form is it a bullshit pheromone.
So he sells, quite a bit of pheromones. Some are for romantic attraction. Some is to elevate you to an alpha status.
Wait, what is alpha status? Is that if you put that on and you go to work, people are just gonna start thinking you're the shit?
Yeah.
That's pretty dumb.
That one's pretty dumb.
They're all pretty dumb, but I can't imagine anything beside the other one's sad and creepy, but like, oh, I'm putting on a pheromone so people think I'm cool is like one of, I mean, well, I guess this is what Axe body spray is, but still, it's just fucking.
Yeah, one of his top selling pheromones is called Exist. Some of the qualities of this pheromone, it's called a friend zone destroyer because it resets the feelings that women have.
These are the most this creepiest. We've all been in situations where we're interested in women, but she seems like she should care less. You're not a retard. She has no romantic interest in you. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
and you should just leave it at that. People have the right to do that.
Getting an ex-girlfriend back?
Yeah, so he claims that this pheromone will make women forget their previous feelings about you. They smell
okay,
this.
So that is let's establish legally what this is advocating. Yeah, I want the listeners need to understand this is a review show.
Yeah, we're making fun of it.
Do we have the intern? Can we pull up the legal?
Jamie, please pull up the legal.
So you help in no way endorses or takes legal responsibility.
Yeah. If Friend Zone Destroyer as a description wasn't creepy enough, he also says it's magic on young women, which there's a swoon, which causes playful, flirty feelings in women. There's Certo, which he's...
Oh, if that was a cologne, then that's actually a decent design.
I love how we're like, well, I mean, it looks cool. I'll hear him out.
He says you can use this one to attract a more conservative woman. This is a pheromone that works on, I guess he says, high quality conservative women.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
It's a high quality conservative.
If you want to attract a high quality woman who looks for positive qualities in a guy rather than a bad boy.
Is that considered a conservative woman or just like a emotionally healthy person?
I think they're saying this is what you'd put on before you would go like talk to Ivanka Trump or something. Like this is a pheromone designed for her. if that's the type of.
But she's dating a fucking translucent vampire that uses like a slumlord. I mean, why does she doesn't care? She's dating an actual Transylvanian man.
You don't know. You don't know. He may be using Serto.
He's using something. He looks like fucking bastard child of Nosferatu.
So then you get to the the like alpha pheromones that you can wear. There's like corporativo, which projects a sexy entrepreneur
That's
vibe.
so funny. You couldn't like have something going for yourself, so instead you have to project a sexy entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like you have to like
could just
use
do
a
that.
smell that says that you have a good job. How does that work? How does it work when you attract her with the corporate like is it a thing where like you'd run out after you guys have been dating for like 6 months and then you just wake up in bed next to her and she'd be like, "Where do you work?"
Is that a 7-Eleven uniform in the corner? Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute.
That's like an awful like Adam Sandler movie from like 2002 where like he has like a pheromone that makes
That
someone
to be
attracted
fair,
to him.
that we
and
should
then
be
he- and then
careful
he
where we
runs-
say
and then
that, or that'll be
he
an
runs-
Adam Sandler movie this year.
You know what I'm saying? He runs out and then the company's like, "Sorry, we're out of stock." And he only has like a week of pheromone left.
Yeah, so you can buy these things. I'm gonna check to see how expensive they are. Yeah, so it's around $70 for if you want V2 for men, which is it's sexual and brutish. If MMA had a pheromone formula, it would be V2.
Wait, so what's that mean? Women just start beating you up? Like what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I think it maybe attracts women that would be into MMA fighters, which
Would not be with us.
yeah. So they're pretty expensive.
That's got to be crazy to date like an MMA fighter. That's a choice because that's like you're like I'm perfectly fine with the idea that another human being could just beat the shit. I'm basically
Yeah, there's something scary about beating someone who's like their entire living and passion is beating people to a bloody pulp.
Yeah, people get like surprised. Like obviously it's bad, but like Floyd Mayweather beat his wife, and people were like, how could this happen? And it's like really the person who every day just gets paid to beat the shit out of people, and then his brain is just pounding in the mush. You think
Yeah.
think it's crazy that he can't just solve. He can't just solve.
Yeah,
an
it was
argument
weird that
in
he
a
didn't learn how to
relationship.
use his words.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
honestly, I think, the same with it's police officer wives.
Yeah, isn't it like a thing where it's like 50% of cops beat the wives and crazy shit like that?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because every problem, I mean,
that's how they solve their.
like start arguing and he just pulls out a gun, shoots her in the face.
I would say cops get in more fist fights than MMA fighters probably. They probably do more chokeholds and more. I think.
They do moves that are like illegal in MMA.
Yeah,
I can't just sit in your neck with
Yeah,
my knee
you
in like
you
an
literally
MMA fight.
couldn't just do that in an
MMA,
actual brutal.
I would like forfeit the match.
yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have referees or anything, which is what
You know what I'm saying?
there should be referees. I think that would solve
the
the
closest
police.
thing they have to a referee is YouTube.
Yeah, that's
I mean, literally.
That is wild. We just had to wait for technology to catch up for there to be any.
Like, wait, what's happening?
You know what I mean?
I think if every police car was a police officer and a referee, that might do some work to ending police brutality.
All right. Well, that is gonna bomb the first time. Bombed here is gonna bomb the first time you're trying on stage. But I like that. I like that you're taking risks.
Do you think it's gonna bomb in the Senate though? That's where it really matters.
Wearing fucking what are they wearing like kente cloth and shit? that is still one of the most. I saw that and I was
I
like,
thought that was like
there
a
never
parody
be-
movie.
There will never be liberation in this country. Like black liberation will never happen. They like Nancy Pelosi like kneeling in a kente cloth with her fist up is like. You couldn't write that shit. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. You like can't write shit like that. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. There's actually I found a whole forum.
Your fucking search history is just
Yeah, it's
is
scary.
yeah.
There's about
It's
18
devastating.
fucking tabs about pheromones.
Just, shit is devastating.
Best pheromones to help a failing marriage.
Yeah, there's this pheromone forum.
No.
Oh, this is this entire self post from somebody.
Yeah.
No.
Pharaohtruth.com.
Pharaoh Truth.
Oh wait, so Pharaoh Truth. Oh, so this is a forum about pheromones.
He said I've
Sorry,
tried using GOA, but that may have made things worse.
Yeah, so
You mix it up and they're like GOA. That's the pheromone. They're like that's the pheromone for bees. You idiot. And he's fucking wakes up and his wife is like Bill Honeycombs all around the fucking house.
yeah, so there is a forum online for pheromones. It's kind of an active formula, I would say, especially because it's 2020 and forums really shouldn't exist anymore.
When the fuck is a forum even? I thought those have all been banned.
So
It's honestly weirder that they're not like planning a militia right now. You know?
yeah, there's a thread on this forum. It's called "Best Forums to Help Our Best Pheromones to Help Fix a Failing Marriage." That has 6 pages of answers. So, it's pretty popular. People come to this with advice, and how pheromones can fix their problems. This person, I guess his problem was, he has a failing marriage. He tried a couple pheromones and he said they only made things worse. He tried one pheromone to help prevent moving into the friend zone, which I don't really get.
Which doesn't really make sense in his marriage. Aren't you more worried about like losing your house?
Yeah, then getting
You're talking about the friend zone. This guy doesn't sound like he's actually
then getting
married.
friend zoned by your wife.
Yeah, aren't you worried about like losing half the things you own?
Yeah. So one person said,
Dude, these are super long answers, which is more just these are like dissertations written on pheromones. Well, you should really look at the main ingredient, as our great leader once said. It's like these have like big bibliographies and shit.
so I don't know, a lot of conflicting answers on what pheromone to use to fix a failing marriage.
One of these replies says, "Stuff like this is rough to read. No advice on it from me. I tend to just burn bridges, but it sounds like you've got kids, so you can't do that." Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's one of the thread. One thread is a pheromone.
I want her to lose it.
Yeah, someone's dating someone and they don't want to continue dating them, and they can't just say that. So they want a pheromone that would tell her that he has lost interest in her.
It never seems like a problem these people would have is that they want to get rid of someone. It seems like the only thing.
I mean,
you
don't even need a pheromone for that. You could just
Why don't you just show
smell,
them the forum
You
post?
could just smell like trash. Like you don't need the
Yeah.
like.
Why don't you
You know,
just
you
show
just-
her
why don't
this
you just
post?
leave-
And she'll just
just
be like,
leave-
you know
just
what, I'm
leave
good.
the pheromone on your dresser one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Just
her be
leave
like,
the
"What is-"
receipt for the pheromone, and I think the rest, the magic will happen.
Yeah. So this person's answer for this is that's easy. Use copulins, which is a pheromone that makes you smell like you've been having sex with other women.
Really love that his photo is a photo of a wolf growling. We love that is his profile photo.
Yeah. Let's see another thread. What to use?
Hey, I'm running a little short on time. If you want to.
You don't have like 5 minutes? I think we're almost.
Oh, okay. Actually, Lucia's studying, so.
Oh.
I sound like such a little kid. Actually, they said I can stay up as long as I want.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Lou, it's okay. Lou, Lucia's boyfriend said I could play my DS tonight, so it's gonna be. So I'm good. I'm good to stay on, guys.
It's not like I'm playing fucking Xbox Live.
I know.
Wait, no, I don't have to eat dinner till 7, guys. Mom.
Mom. Yeah. Yeah. Another thread on here is what to use. I have a 19-year-old Tinder date coming over. This person, he says he has bad wolf, some other acronyms that I don't know for pheromones. And he says, should I use 3 drops of bad wolf or should I use 2 drops of bad wolf plus 3 drops of this other pheromone? He wants a pheromone that'll complement his game, which is pretty cocky, non-reactive, and blunt, which means he tells her to go to my bedroom to get naked, etc.
Your game sounds pretty illegal.
Yeah. I don't know what
If you're holding a gun while you're doing that, you will go to prison.
Who describes their game as non-reactive? What does that mean? Like it,
What I like to do, have a stone cold look on my face and threaten someone.
like does he not wait for her to react? Is that what that means? Because that's
it's nightmarish.
yeah. So he says he would also like to add his face is intimidating in a good way.
I'm not ugly in any way. Well above average, says the man with no photo on a forum about pheromones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
Every single poster the sex says male.
aggressively mad. I would almost like want this should be like in like when you're in high school and they're scaring you with stuff. Like they should be a woman only class. They're just go like, we're just gonna go through the horrors of men for a little bit.
And so they're not all just about relationships. There is a thread I found that's
What to wear when leasing a car?
yeah.
It's like practical advice. My dad
How are
died. and
these
had to speak at
adults?
the
Like,
funeral.
how have you gotten enough money to lease a car? If this is what your brain, if your first thought is like, what pheromone should I wear? What is this deal?
Yeah. So I don't know. People, this community, I guess, really believes in them, even though there's
To
no.
wear a better deal? What's the what you think the salesman's gonna like want to fuck you and he just gives you a better? I just don't get.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Why don't you just, search online for a better deal or something? Why don't
You could just look for a better deal. I don't. The idea that you need, if you need
Again, it's like-
pheromones, you're
it's like-
dumb enough that you
it's
don't
like
need it.
It's like a bad like Adam Sandler, like Jim Cameron, where it's like now the pheromones you can't go about like your daily life without like spraying like 6 pheromones.
Yeah. So I don't know. People, even though there's no scientific evidence pheromones do anything, there's a community of people that really believe in their effects enough that they believe they can fix failing marriages or getting better deals on cars.
Literally magic potion at a certain point.
Yeah, I think people would like them to be a magic potion. But I don't know. Maybe you guys would have some luck with pheromones. I know you're going to a lake house this weekend, Kenyon. Why not put on some pheromones? become the life of the party.
You're gonna be in like a small space. You could sneak. You could put a pheromone like right in front of the ventilator. Place pheromones on the ventilators, some shit. Control the whole goddamn house.
I suddenly have the urge to write him a check. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, that's the other thing I noticed, that in that pheromone forum, these people are really mad at the coronavirus because people are wearing masks now, so their pheromones are having no effect.
What is it about every awful part of society is very anti-mask?
Yes.
There's no like.
Well, my problem is that my pig stance can't even be picked up by women anymore. Is this goddamn pandemic?
Well, what is that? Like every awful part of like.
Yeah, if you're anti-mask, it's like you have some sort of garbage ideology going on.
I feel like the most common pairing is the anti-vax and the anti-mask. Those go together.
That's the holy trinity of just
chocolate and peanut butter.
But anti-vax, is that a movement or is it just people are just stupid?
It's like they have like political. I think there was an anti-vaxxer
Yeah,
protest.
they've gone like
They're
laws
across
passed
the
and stuff.
I'm saying
Yeah, they have like a legislative push.
I'm saying they're across the political aisle.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. I mean, you got
It's just
I
stupidity.
mean, they're
I don't think that's a thing that's
they are
like-
quite possibly the only bipartisan issue in this country. is anti-vaxxers.
Somebody help me. Somebody help me. See you and help. With a P. With a P, yeah, baby. With a P. I see you and help.
Coming back this week, pheromones, smells. Did you guys use them?
Yes.
But it sounds so robotic.
I was looking
It's not your parole officer. So have you guys been using the last couple weeks? No.
I was looking at some shit.
As a matter
But
of
I
fact,
did use it. I bought the.
You already have a girlfriend.
I was trying to use it on her.
Just to run up the
You
score.
know what I'm saying? Just see if we could tip the balance of the relationship a little bit. Spray it some. You mix it with cologne. You spray it on right before. Well, it also doesn't have a smell.
Well,
so
isn't it weird when you're just mainly indoors now? Like, what if you sprayed on cologne while like putting on like eating takeout next to each other? Be like, what the fuck are you doing? We don't go anywhere. You do like you put on cologne to like take out the trash. It's like, what do you do?
I was wondering if these pheromones would even work on me currently. I had coronavirus like a long time ago, and when I first got it, I couldn't smell or taste things, and that happened for like a week, and I thought it was over. But then like a week ago, I got it again, and I didn't get any other symptoms.
where are you going, man?
I just couldn't taste or smell things.
Why
Do you think you got corona, or do you think that
Why you
that
getting
COVID just
coronavirus
kind of
constantly?
acts up again?
I think it just kind of acts up again. I think it's
Are you
That's
sure?
scary as fuck.
I think it's infected my brain.
Fucking partying and shit.
Cole cuts off the podcast. He's like going to bars and like going to house parties. And shit. He's like, I don't know. I got the coronavirus for the 5th time this month. I don't know.
Don't
what's
know what
going
it
on.
is.
Just-
Something about these Borgor concerts just really
I'm just
spreading
I'm
it.
inside. I'm hanging out. You know, me and Schultz will have a barbecue every once in a while, but it's like it's not.
I mean, it was like tops 100 people. I mean, it was just a lame barbecue.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's weird. Like, apparently it does something. It like turns off some receptors in your brain or something.
Yeah, we don't know what this shit is, dude. It could be a thing where it's
That's
like, yeah, if
crazy,
you had
like, every
corona,
other
you
day
could
they'll-
have cancer in like 20 years. Like,
Every
what if it's
day
like
they'll,
everyone?
they'll like retract something and then they'll be like, well, but it actually does do. They'll be like, well, it can't spread this way, but it will destroy your lung. You're like, okay, I don't even know what it is.
I
just
read
know
a
it's
thing
bad.
the other day. You know how they were saying it like wasn't airborne?
Yeah.
Dr. Fauci was like, "There's good evidence that it's 100% airborne." He was like, he's like, we've seen evidence that it piles up in rooms, and he's like, it's 100% airborne. He just said that. He said,
I saw some shit that said the herd immunity shit. If we're like trying to go that route and we're not gonna like shut shit down, it's gonna like a million people would have to die.
literally though. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like in the minority of like young people that cares because like I stay with my girlfriends a lot. Her parents are like older, and also like my grandfather died. I couldn't have a funeral this year. Like other grandma's imprisoned in her San Francisco apartment. You know what I mean? And so it's like the fact that like you can't do that, but then everybody's like, yeah, we just got hammered at Applebee's.
Also, the social circle is a big part. 'Cause I got social circles where if I just started going out and doing shit, motherfuckers would shit on me. But there's other social circles where if you're doing this, people are gonna.
You're like a
people
narc.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, I mean that was the thing I noticed when I was like, because I did a couple.
Yeah,
outdoor
I used to
shows. It
hate
was
people
fun.
who followed the rules, and now is you know what I mean?
But it just has larger effects. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
wanna be
also
like
like
a thing.
different rules though. Like you would.
No,
probably-
I meant just like the rules in general, like being like a narky, weird. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like those.
Anxious rule.
It's one
follower.
thing to
now,
hate-
Now it's like
It's one thing to hate rules like jaywalking, but it's like another. It's another
Yeah,
thing to
that's a
hate
good point.
rules like that save people's lives. I don't know.
Yeah, it's another thing to hate. Like, what do you mean I can't cough when I'm visiting my grandma in her retirement? You know.
It is kind of cool though that if you don't like going to your family reunions, you can just say like I'm doing it to protect.
Doing it for your,
yeah,
I'm doing it to
I'm
save.
doing-
You. You're like, I'm
Save
trying
her.
to save Nana this year. That's pretty funny. You're like, guys,
I'm
I
trying
really
to keep
it's
it-
like
I'm
you
trying to
live
keep
down the street, and you're like, I mean,
it'll kill you,
you're
man.
like posting Dr. Fauci people. It's like, yeah, it's airborne. It's
live
airborne. I
at
can't- I
home.
can't
Live
go
at
down
home
the
with your parents. You're like, I think I just gotta stay in the basement, man. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm trying to save
It's
you guys.
dangerous. It's.
I don't
know
think you
what I
guys
mean?
can come in my room. I mean, it's just to risk your life.
What's the plan? What are y'all doing? You going home for Thanksgiving, Christmas?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm probably because I'm not taking the. There's no way I'm taking a fucking plane. Like fuck all that shit. I'm not taking a
No, a
plane.
plane
and
is
I'm-
scary. It's also like I don't want to be like a fucking just like a hidden biological weapon where I get on the
A
plane
plane-
and then
I'm
show
not
up.
trying to be
A
like
plane
piece of
is
shit,
like
bro.
entirely recirculated air. Like there's no no way to
It's
make
like
that safe. Like
Yeah, it's awful. I'm not. I'm not.
I know
doing a
like old
plane.
people who have flown and they're
I'm
like,
not
it was cool. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I was wondering why my taste whatever came back. I decided not to ask a doctor.
You didn't ask your.
No, I
You
just
don't fuck around and find out.
You're
You
just
find out
wasting
you've been
health.
having you've been having like a continuous stroke for the past like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I just went. I wanted to see if other people had it, so I joined the COVID taste loss Facebook group, which is
How big's that Facebook group?
I think it's like a couple 100,000 members strong.
In America, it's probably fucking huge. Probably half the fucking
It's like
country.
everybody.
They sign you
Just
up
like the new
automatically if you
census.
make a Facebook.
Yeah, we're actually gaining political power soon. Like we're electing.
Yeah, that's like a new political wing.
I think that's actually.
Would you
gonna be a
guys,
thing.
if you couldn't taste for the rest of your life, would you rather give up another sense to taste again?
I only lost my taste for like a week, but I just logged on to that group, and the first post on there said today marks 6 months.
Can that cut to like people partying at spring break? Can that cut to people being like, we have it under control, and then it's just someone being like, I haven't tasted six. I haven't tasted 6 months. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
right.
what would you do? Like, would you just live like the most healthy because you're like whatever I just eat? What did you do when you couldn't taste, Cole? What kind of food?
Yeah, I
did you
wonder.
eat?
No, because it's like an aftertaste. Like you can taste like a little bit. It's like the food
It was,
dying. man.
I could taste. It wasn't a complete lack of taste, but it was like everything was like 25% of what it was.
Is it almost like gross to eat food? Like I feel like eating like
kind of
like eggs without the taste. I'd be like, I don't want this in my mouth.
Well,
Oh yeah, 'cause
it's
you,
also
you
like
can still feel the texture too.
I'd
Yeah,
just
So
be
it's like a
awful.
rubbery like.
Like, what about like pizza without taste? Is like this is just hot cardboard.
Like it's like not texture wise, but the taste is like if you just blended all your food with like water and then ate it. Like
so,
it
so,
tasted
so
like-
basically, getting COVID is like spending a week at Kwame's girlfriend's house, where you just fucking you like bland
yeah,
no
getting
noodles.
COVID is
How
like
would you even know if you had COVID over there, Kwame? You're like, well, I can't taste it.
I can't taste shit.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was,
Yeah, there's like hundreds
talking
of
plain
Midwestern
I'm talking
families
plain
that-
pasta.
Yeah,
It was
like
it was
everyone in the
rough.
Midwest is like, apparently I could just never taste anything. God.
yeah.
That's
No, it's
fucking
bad.
nightmare, dude. I don't know.
Some people in that group are celebrating that they can smell their like baby's dirty diapers now. That is like
Jesus. I can't imagine smelling shit and being excited.
Just shit like that I hear and I'm like, God, I'm glad I don't have children. It's fucking brutal. That's like what you have to look forward to. It seems like that's a lot of what being a parent. At least the shitty parts where you just have to pretend you're like, well, it's a gift. Because a motherfucker throws up on you when you're 23 years old and you're like, I just love them. It would derail life. I don't like thinking. It's a nightmare scenario. It's a nightmare scenario.
Well, hey, dude, they might
Yeah.
sprack
I'm
that
glad
sport.
I'm glad this is recorded for future prosperity for when you have a kid.
Dad, what did you mean when you said it's a nightmare scenario?
Yeah, so I was thinking the pheromones, probably wouldn't work on me in my current stage. Did you have any luck with pheromones, Kenyon?
No, I didn't really. Well, everyone's wearing masks, just like they're saying on the forums. So I feel like that really knocks it. Again, I feel like anti-maskers are the trilogy. Like every bad thought just leads to
So
an anti-mask.
you're saying you don't
stance.
know if it's working because it's bullshit or if it's because of the mask? You're saying
Yeah,
we
I
can't.
mean, I got to give it the benefit of the doubt. It could be bullshit. It could be that the pandemic out here is making people wear masks. You know?
yeah. Have you?
Did you just say the
Because that's
pandemic?
the thing. Like,
I'm just
Was that like some conspiracy shit?
yeah, it's like one of the the person who made it should quite honestly be arrested. But it's like a dumb Facebook thing where they're like, basically like the world government came together and it's all fake.
I saw
Oh,
some
did
shit
you-
like
did
that
you
where someone was like, "Oh, we started." Cause it was the mass. They were talking about the Mass Singer, the Korean show. Not the Korean show, the American show, but it like started in Korea, and they were like, this show has been on for like 6 years. Like they tried to like normalize wearing masks in society. So they,
I don't understand
Yeah.
when they're like it's meant to take America down, and I'm like, so is that why they infected like 180 other countries? It's like the whole world. I don't know.
the
when
thing
they're
where it's like, what would be like the big plan for the like if that's the plan? Is a like the idea that people. I don't know. I hate that Illuminati shit because people are like they're like the Illuminati controls shit. I'm like, so you think there's like a ultimate like secret cabal that controls everything, unlimited power, and their big bad evil plan is like we're gonna make everybody wear masks for 6 months.
right.
It's like their evil. That's like their evil scheme. But
Yeah, it's like, well, they can't go.
they have the power to control the world and like take down governments. But they don't say shit when you like post a YouTube video.
Right.
They just let you rant.
They just. It's also another thing about like, they're implying that you're not already in a prison. No, it's like the plan is for you to work at like these minimum wage jobs and not have any rights and just keep the propeller going so they can make money. That's the plan. The plan's
You know what I'm
worked. The plan is in motion.
Already,
You-
yeah, it's
you-
already
you're
working.
you're already a slave. Like it's not.
like, why are these conspiracy theorists like really wanting to go back to working at McDonald's?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
that's-
understand where it's like.
why,
it was,
why do they
everything
think the
was so great
government's stopping
before.
them from
Yeah.
going
No,
back
the
and working
government
at
very much
McDonald's?
wants you to go back to McDonald's. They're like pro you working at McDonald's. They couldn't be more pro you working at McDonald's.
But yeah. Have you even interacted with anyone in the last like 5
Me?
months without a mask? Like I'm trying to think of outside of my family. Like I have,
Like my roommates and like people.
like I've moved since this pandemic, and I actually don't know what my neighbors or my door person like look like.
That's
Well, I
not
mean,
okay.
I
You
hung out-
can't
I'll
say
hang out, like,
that's how it would be without. Come on, that's how this shit would. That's how it would
like
be.
I just don't know what they look like.
I think that's how it would be pandemic or not. You would not recognize us.
yeah, that's a good point. Cole, you just don't go outside or talk to people. You would
Trying to act like the
that's just how
pandemic.
you live your life.
You're the social butterfly of your fucking neighborhood.
Yeah, to be honest, has your life changed literally whatsoever in LA since COVID started? Do you, if anything, do you go out more since
Yeah,
COVID
I go
started?
out. Well, I go out to the farmers market a lot. That's a big draw for me.
How you gonna say sentences like that and be like, "Yeah, I'm 28"? You can't say sentences like that. Follow that up. 28. It's like when you're saying I'm going to the farmer's market, and then
Why
you say,
why you
yeah,
so
that's
into
like
why you so into the farmer's market?
I can't go back to regular markets anymore.
because
Like,
if you're like
Ooh, look
old
at
and white,
look at
there
new
is a
promotion.
certain
Cole
point.
is like I'm too good to shop. Too good to shop.
No,
at.
you go to a farmer's market and you look at the peaches. There's like an autumn flame peach. There's a Somerset peach. There's a white lady peach.
This is literally
And-
what keeps Cole like alive. This is like the fucking fabric of his
and
psyche.
then you go
is
to
the farmer's market.
to a grocery store and you just have white peach and yellow peach. I can't go back to that. They don't even tell you what type of peach it is at the grocery store.
Sounds like
I
you're about to cry, dude. It sounds like you're talking about like the horrors of Atsu.
They just have white and yellow, and it's like I don't know. Once you, yeah, it's changed me.
Farmers markets changed you. Talking about it like it's fucking.
I'm eating fruit now. I never used to eat fruit that much before.
Yeah, we know. You're
Yeah, I used
fucking
to-
28. You look like
over
you're
your place.
50
You
years
had like
old.
you had like a rack of meat like hanging up in your fridge or some shit.
Well, you didn't have a rack. You had an extra fridge with the tennis racket inside of it with no context, which was terrifying.
No,
for
there was
everybody.
remember there was meat like hanging on there.
Sometimes it was just empty, and it looked like just the latest victim had been emptied out.
One thing I started to do, I actually tried to get our Elsie and Help at TikTok, try to
hell
promote ourselves on TikTok, and I put up that video of us firewalking,
Mhm.
and then TikTok took it down, and they said we were promoting dangerous activities.
Yeah, they won't let us do it. I also don't think we should make a TikTok. I think you're a little too old to know how TikTok. That's like not what. That's like not what.
We
you
can't
post
have
on
a tick. We should need a TikTok.
That's not what you
gotta
post.
stay
On, that's
relevant.
not
We
like what
need
you
a
post on
TikTok.
TikTok. That doesn't.
And
that
in
doesn't
in
work.
an hour, it had like 500 views.
That's not.
really?
It was
That's not how
it was
TikTok.
going. It was going.
That's
and
not.
then
That's
TikTok
not what
killed
it is, though. Is what I'm saying. If you know how it
Goddamn
works.
Chinese are trying to take us down.
If you want to
man.
like get TikTok, you gotta like post. You gotta like do some dances, some funny dances, some shit. That's like that's
oh
what
man,
you-
there's people
Yeah, we
blowing up
were-
a TikTok.
We were promoting dangerous. I hate how this
Just absurd
TikTok
now.
promotes like pedophiles. So I don't know what.
I don't know. That's a
I don't
pretty
know if
intense
that's.
claim.
I wouldn't go that far. to
I
say.
don't know if I will co-sign that.
Have you seen their ads? Their ads are just young like girls dancing.
That's what it is, though. It's for,
Actually,
I mean, you forget it's an app for
Yeah, I
teenagers.
know,
It's not
that's
for.
what it
It's not
is.
for 28-year-olds. It's for teenagers. It's for children.
Also, I mean, that's how you could kind of go from like 0 to like 1,000 follow. Like it's the biggest social media spike you could have. So we gotta
I
start
didn't
dancing.
really-
Making money.
It
There's
wasn't-
some 16-year-old girl who's like a 20. She's worth like $20 million or some shit on TikTok.
So you see that and you're like, why don't we just show up with the pitchforks? You know what I mean? Like if you're 16 and you got like at a certain point that is theft. I'm sorry. Like, if
How's
you're
that
just
theft?
dancing around.
It's just fan people like watching the videos, man.
But if you're
dances or
just
something?
dancing around, there's like people starving in other parts of the world, and just some 16-year-old got it from dancing around. I'm like, yeah, okay, you got it. I'm sorry. I was like, I'll just show up to your house, but you got to give that up. No, unacceptable.
Yeah. No.
Well,
Yeah, I've
no, I don't think pheromones work that much.
It's pretty. It's
Yeah.
pretty bullshit. I
Hardcore
mean, I
stance.
put it on. I had sex, but it's probably not more than.
I imagine that wasn't the reason.
yeah, it's probably.
Wouldn't it be like hilarious? You stopped spraying it, she just like broke up with you. Like actually, it was the glue that was holding your relationship together.
Is there an anti-people pheromone? Is there a pheromone to like make people? Can I like spray a pheromone and like get people
It's
to
just Axe body spray. I think that's just what Axe body spray is.
There's so much shit they like sell men that it's like this isn't even. But I was at the store, man. We saw 7-in-1 body wash. It was like 7-in-1. It was like body wash, shampoo. I don't
I
know.
didn't even
what
know there
the
was
other,
more than like 3.
I
like,
don't know
thought-
what the other 5 could even be. Like wait, what's 3-in-1? Like what's the third?
It's shampoo,
Conditioner?
and body wash.
I don't know what the other 4 things.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
like
animals
a-
they tested that on. They're just-
it's it's also it's also Drano when it goes down the drain
yeah,
too.
it's whatever you want. It's hydrochloric acid. You know.
It's all dish soap and also detergent.
Yeah. It's Play-Doh. It's whatever.
If you pack it together, it's also C4.
Yeah.
No, this shit
That is like the
women
most
have a
man
right,
product
it's like,
though,
you
because
get
you're like
20.
men just like the convenience to like, hey, 18-in-1. You're like, awesome. Buy this one thing. In your head, you're like, this is just less stuff I need.
Yeah, pheromones. I was actually looking around in Santa Monica because I know in the past they used to have something called pheromone parties here.
Really?
but they don't have them anymore.
What's a pheromone party?
It's where I guess it was kind of like a dating service where you would wear clothes for like 5 days and then send them to this party, and then people would like sniff them and choose who they wanted to.
Yeah, that's awful. That's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the most disgusting things right now. Terrific.
Can you imagine telling your kids is like, well, after I smelled your father's collar, I knew he was the one and I tracked him
That's
down.
awful. People smell. So many people smell terrible too.
No, it's a nightmare.
I always want to. Is speed dating something that's real? Or does that only happen in movies? And
No, it's real.
I've never
it's
seen
real.
that be like a real thing.
That's because
Well,
it's like
usually young people
underground as
don't
it
do
should
it.
be.
Yeah, usually young people also just don't do it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
speed
not,
dating's more like I think in your 30s or 40s when you're like, we need something to pop up. When you're like, this needs my family thinks I have a problem and I need. You know.
Is it that seems like a set? If you're in your 40s, never married, and you're still like going on dates, this one it's like.
I feel like as you're saying that, just cuts to me alone at a speed table, and you're like, yeah, I used to. He's like, you're kind of funny. Did you ever do comedy? A single tear comes down my eye. I'm like, get away from me. Get away from me.
No, it's crazy because if you fail at this, like it's something you'd have to wipe like from your life. What do you think would happen first if you failed at the? I mean, maybe this isn't a fun question, but if you failed at comedy, what do you think? What do you think would happen first? Like, what do you think the route would be? You would hit 40 and be like, I'm not doing this. We're just gonna move to Korea and pretend like this shit never happened, or you just never give up and you're just 70, just at open mics.
Wouldn't do the Addo. I would just transition to just sort of like, just whatever other job and just kind of
Full time.
Try not
can
to.
Can I say his name? I'm not gonna fuck up the bag for you. Just full time. Just full time YouTube writer. That's what you transition to.
No, that'd be dark. That'd be like
You
we'd have
sound like a
to
piece of
find.
shit.
I'd have to. I couldn't watch.
That's evil. That's like
I joined a Zoom
that's
call.
like a kid. You know what I mean? Like a coming of age movie where it shows how everybody went. Like one guy's a radio host, one person's doing comedy, one guy's fucking. He's sold out. You sold out, you piece of shit.
I make an extra $1,000 a month working for them. Dude.
No, it's not. It's not sell out. It's the bag is the bag.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Just I
Is he selecting the things that he wants to say? Or is there
no, there's like
another person?
Another comedian I know is a head writer, and he selects all the things.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it when your thing gets chosen? Or
I never
you
know.
like-
I've never known.
Oh, you never know.
No.
You
I
don't-
think
you
that's
don't even
better,
know?
probably.
I've never watched the videos.
You never watched one?
I've watched sometimes.
I wouldn't watch
Yeah, I don't watch it. I think it's stupid garbage.
it. I think it's poo poo doo doo. That's what it sounded like you said.
Oh my god! I'm watching somebody sell crack. I can't believe it. I'm watching somebody sell crack to children. You sell crack to kids. Say what you do. You sell internet crack to children. You son of a bitch. It is crazy because that YouTube could have been like something like really really cool. It was the early days. It was like really good. The first like 10 years, they some cool new shit, new content, and then it became. I mean, it became like horrific. It was like what is this? It's like the
No,
worst.
it's just an ad. Well, then you realize that's what's popular.
But it's worse than even like
Well, that's what little kids
like
love.
CBS or like NBC or like, you know what I mean, just like
Oh, yeah.
bland network shit. It's like this is like
No, Mike and Molly on 5 is infinitely more has like more
Well,
entertainment
I mean,
value.
YouTube is just all dictated by the whims of like little kids. Like
Yeah, it
that's
is. Yeah.
like if you had a network that little kids were the executives, that's basically what YouTube is. Like it's
video. It's like Spider-Man. This like whole, you know, there's like whole YouTube channel. I was reading about this article about
the
how
most famous guy just like opens kids toys.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the guy that
there's like
makes the
6
most
channels
money.
like that. We can make millions just like opening children's toys and shit.
Yeah. So pheromones aren't looking too bad now, are they? That's a
I mean, now that I see what Kenny has to
Simple
do for money,
product.
I can't. You know, what I mean, a grift is a grift. Paycheck is a paycheck.
that's really just probably be on my tombstone. Quite honestly,
Grift is a grift.
Grift is a grift. At a funeral where I probably have faked my death, some sort of amount of money. So anyway, yeah. In short, I don't think pheromones work. I think it's safe to say that if you're trying to use weird scents off the internet to get women, you probably just shouldn't breed. Probably just shouldn't be. Let's just call it a wrap. Just call it a day.
No, anytime you're spending like $75 on something, you're like, this is gonna get me, girl. You need to reevaluate your life. Even if it's like a shirt. If you're not
it's a
wearing a
shirt.
shirt because you like it, if you're like spending $200 on like some designer shirts and you're like, I'm doing this because this is gonna get me, bitch. Like you need to reevaluate your life. choices.
yeah. But also in the grand scheme of things, like a $60 vial of scents versus like a $50,000 Camaro to get
that's
women.
a good point. Yeah,
It's a
think so.
it's a relatively good deal. That
right.
I mean, they're both kind of.
Although I do think the Camaro probably works somewhat.
You know what I'm saying?
The Camaro definitely is not. That's not like
Not
a
even
useless
Camaro. Camaro working like 2000. Camaro doesn't work now. Now Camaro just screamed. Camaro's like, okay, so you're in the military. You have PTSD, right? Camaro is just I was in Afghanistan.
Yeah. What's a good thing nowadays that you can spend a lot of
Like
money?
a
that
Tesla. Oh,
Tesla.
would that be the
I don't think Tesla
Wait,
has
who,
that.
Who are you trying to get? Fucking
Yeah,
Tesla?
like-
Yeah, if you want to fuck some weird Grimes like half Android, sure. Get yourself a goddamn Tesla.